Good morning, friends. All right, this week we are working on something that's pretty tricky. This is unpredictable vowel teams. And what that means is that when we see these vowel teams together, they can make multiple sounds. So for each of these, we're going to study two different sounds that it can make. And these are going to be a review. We've already talked about these in reading class at some point this year. So you might already be aware of all of this and you might be saying, Mrs. B, I already know. And that's awesome. So this will just be a review of the different sounds that these vowel teams can make. So for example, we can have the vowel team OW. OW can say, ow, like you just got hurt. These little lines here are telling me that this is to be read as a sound. Here I'm reading it as letters OW. Here I'm reading it as a sound ow. OW can also say O, represented by the long line above it. This is long O, so it says its name, O. So our first example of a word that uses this vowel team is the word cowlick. So remember, when we're looking for our ways to break a syllable, or, I'm sorry, words apart into syllables, the first thing we do is look for our vowels and vowel teams. So in the word cowlick, I see OW, and I know that that is a vowel team. So they get underlined together. And then I also see the letter I. So that tells me that I'm going to have two vowel sounds. So I'm going to have two syllables. Okay. So I know when I look at this word that COW is a word all by itself and LICK is a word all by itself. So this is a compound word, which makes it pretty easy to split it because if it's a compound word, we're going to split right in between the two words, split our syllables right there. So now this OW, I have to decide, is it going to say ow or O? Well, I know that this word is cow, so it makes the ow sound. Ow. And then this word I sound out as a closed syllable, which means that this I is going to have its short sound, which is represented by this little half circle. Ul, I, k, lick, cow, lick. A cowlick, if you don't know, is sometimes when you wake up in the morning, you'll have this little piece of hair up front that's kind of like sticking up funny. That's called a cowlick. Don't know why. Now, our second example of a multisyllabic word using the OW vowel team is snowflake. So again, the first thing I'm going to do is underline my vowels. Here's my OW vowel team. And then here I have an A consonant E. And when I have a vowel consonant E, I know that this E is probably going to be a bossy E. So he's not going to make a sound. So he does not count as a vowel in this word, as a vowel sound in this word. So this will be 1, 2 vowel sounds. Now, again, when I look at this word, I see two words that I already know. This is, again, a compound word. So I have one word and my second word. So again, I'm going to split my syllables right between the two words. S, n, o. Because I know this word, I know that OW is going to say the long sound O. S, n, o. And then in my second, sorry, this is donut. In my second word, I'm going to have the long A sound because it is bossed by this silent E. F, a, k, flake, snow, flake. So when you see OW in a word, you have to decide and maybe try both out. Is it going to say ow or is it going to say O? And we've been talking in class lately about flexing our vowels, which means that sometimes when we sound out a word, the vowels don't sound right to make a real word, and we have to flex it and try the other sound. So on the next slide, you're going to be reading words that have OW in them. You're going to need to decide, is it going to say ow or is it going to say O? And you're going to see these symbols where I've already split the words into the two categories. So you're going to see one category that shows make the sound ow and a category that shows make the sound O. If you need help, remember, I'm right in the classroom. Raise your hand and ask me for help, okay?